welcome to the show. I'm with my daughter Scarlett. How are you? You're silly. And this is Becoming an Artist Live. It's a travel and photography show. Every episode we come to you from a random place around the world. We talk about photography tips and tricks, all that kind of stuff. So if this is the kind of thing that interests you, does this interest you, Scarlett? Just click subscribe and you can see all these things. It's really a show about you and your own artistic path, and we're going on this path with you, aren't you, my little artist? Actually, so Scarlett, is going to be asking your questions today. They will be fed to her over the internet, and every question she successfully asks, she will get a square of chocolate. What kind of chocolate is this today we're having?
Jelly Tip Block.
Jelly Tip Block by Whittaker's, which is a New Zealand chocolate company. Fantastic. Are you ready? You excited? Oh, easy, lady. I'm happy to be home with you, by the way.
Me too.
Yeah. I had to spend a few days away from her last week because we did this big photography workshop. And we had people fly in from all around the world to spend some time with me. Sounds like apocalypse now up there. I tell you, every time we do a live show, it's something else. There's literally an armada of 4 helicopters going over us, right? It sounds like we live right in front of an airport or something, but we don't. This is the fastest path to get from the airport to Milford Sound. So it flies right over our house. We get it a few times a day. Some giant helicopters. Scarlett, you are silly. She's in an extra silly mode because she just started her own YouTube channel, and in 24 hours she's already created 10 videos on it. Okay, put your arm around mine because I'm getting cold. Okay, look. Here's a question from Lisa. Okay?
Lisa asked, when you say listen, when you say you listen to strange music, what kind of music do you listen to?
That is a very good. Whoa, that's a very good question. You've earned your first square of chocolate. Look at that. Boom shakalaka. Just take your time. Savor it. Savor chocolate. So what kind of music do I listen to, Lisa? Well, first let me explain the premise behind it. And by the way, this is one of these special episodes where we talk about the episode that just happened, right? We just released episode 4 of Becoming an Artist. We're releasing a different episode every week. We shot this in Africa over a long period, so we'll be releasing these over the next 15 weeks. And in this episode, I do talk quite a bit about music, all right? And I talk about how when you separate what you're hearing from what you see, it really makes things very cinematic. And so I love it. Like, whenever I'm in a weird place, I start listening to music, and it really gives it all kind of a sense of epic scale and epicness. The kind of calm down. The kind of music that I like. This chocolate was a bad idea. I already know. I thought it would incentivize you, but it's just making you more crazy. Anyway, I like ambient music. I like weird new agey music, sort of down tempo. I've got a great Spotify playlist. Just look for me on Spotify. I'm Trey Ratcliff, and I've got a few playlists you can subscribe to. Like new stuff that I find, and yeah, I really like weird, kind of loungy, new age music. By the way, Curtis is here too. He's kind of manning down the fort over there. How are things over there, Curtis?
It's a 3-ring circus over here. It's always something. There is another question.
There's a new question and a new opportunity for a square of chocolate.
And this
You're
question
excited.
is from Rajiv.
Rajiv asked this question.
Okay. Is there a trick you have to shot a sharp Milky Way?
Yes, I will read another version of the question, which goes, is there a trick you have for shooting a sharper Milky Way? As I give you this piece of chocolate, do you know what the Milky Way is?
Yes.
What is it?
I don't know.
Thus, I think you did not answer the first part of the question correctly. Okay, the Milky Way is the galaxy in which we live.
Yeah, I know that.
Sorry, I don't mean to insult you by explaining it then. All right. So, do you remember when we went to Tekapo here on the South Island? He went to the
No.
observatory, and you saw the stars in the. You know when you go out at night in New Zealand, and there's this sort of like thick band of stars. That's the bulk of the Milky Way. So he's asking, how do you get a better picture of that, a sharper picture? I will answer this one. I'll take this one, okay? Okay, so what you do is you've got to go into manual focus mode. You can't do autofocus because autofocus it can't focus on the stars. It's just too far away. And there's just not enough contrast to do that. So I always go into manual focus, and then I go look for another light someplace else, like a distant street light or a distant tail light or a house that's far away, and focus on that. I would go into live view and zoom in as close as you can, right? You don't get any yet. You got to wait for the next question. You got to zoom in as tight as you can with live view and twist around the focus ring until that street light is in focus. If that street light is in focus, then the star burns. Action or read it.
Go.
We're back live. Okay, read this question from Burns Thornton. It's more of a statement, it appears.
That beard, do not stop. I repeat, do not stop.
Whoa. Well, thank you, Burns. That's very nice. That was not really a question, more of a statement, but it was such a definitive statement. You can have some chocolate anyway. He said it well. Thank you. You know, I was watching. I'm growing a beard for reasons that will remain unexplained for now, but may be revealed at some point.
It's alive.
Do you remember? Sure. Look at the inside. The inside of this is filled with the jelly. These kids will eat anything.
Jello.
Karen Davis says,
All over my pants. It's just spilled all over the place. Scarlett, let me handle the chocolate. You get one block at a time. All right? Listen.
I do not boardwalk.
Okay. So, we have another question coming in here from
Catherine Davis. Watching from across the ditch of
Wollongong. I can't say that word either, and I'm much older than you.
In Wollongong.
Is that in Australia? Do you know,
it
Curtis?
must be, it's across the ditch.
It sounds like an Australian word because it's almost meaningless. Well, thank you, Karen Davis. Nice to hear you're watching from over there. Yes, one more square for you.
I was kidding.
We have a question for Scarlett.
A question for Scarlett? Wait, first of all, we have not set up any rules for this. Okay, I will say if you successfully answer the question, then you can have another square of chocolate. Okay. The question is... Oh, it's here. I see. Sorry, okay. Okay, Don Brenner is asking a question. Scarlett, what's your favorite fairy tale?
I don't really know.
That's not a good answer. You don't get chocolate for that. What movie do you really want to see? We almost watched it last night, but we couldn't get it. What?
It was
Remember, it has like a
bunny
rabbit in it,
and a fox.
and a fox, and it's called.
I forgot the name.
I think you're eating too much chocolate. You're losing your mind. It's
No.
called Zootopia.
Excuse me, Dad.
Go.
Yes?
There's this new thing called. Wait. Okay.
Go ahead. There's a new thing called what?
I forgot the name too.
Okay. Well, this is a strange question. You started out with a lot of momentum. I do that sometimes. I get in the middle of asking someone a question, and then I forget what I'm asking halfway through. But I can chalk that up to being old. You have no excuse.
I forgot it.
By the way, we see some complaints coming in on the broadcast quality. We're not sure what's going on. We do speed tests before every show. We have a dedicated iPhone 6 just for this show. We tested, we had 20 megabits down and 15 megabits up. So that's more than enough. So I don't know what the interruptions are for. You gotta get it. Thank God your hiccups are over. You had hiccups for like an hour. It's a little much. All right, let's see what's coming in here. Let's see what's hot off the presses. Shut up.
I was answering somebody's question out there. Let me find one here. I will just say, Melinda says she is watching from around the corner from Princess Paisley Park.
Princess Paisley Park?
That's where you lived in Minnesota. Prince.
Oh.
The
Oh,
Prince.
I see.
Yes, the Prince.
I don't know
All right.
that.
And Tanya
Yes.
Wallace says, Wollongong
Yeah.
is an hour north of where she lives, which that doesn't help me at all because I don't know where she lives.
Near Sydney.
Oh, she's in Sydney.
Yeah.
All right.
I knew she was in
Hello, Tanya.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you.
Oh!
No, bro,
What happened
chocolate
now?
disaster. What are you taking around down there for?
I'm
Easy.
doing-
I've got it. I've got it perfect. If you just stop jamming into me so much, woman. It's like when you used to give directions in Texas, they would say, turn 1 mile before you get to the bridge. These are the kind of directions they would give. That's what it sounds like it still is like in
All
Australia.
right. Here's a question from
Yeah.
Gino Barassa.
Gino, here we go. Sweet Gino. By the way, Gino, he just sent me a note asking if he should come out to Photoshop World. We just did 2 really cool live shows that you go back and look at with me and Serge Ramelli over at the Hills and at Sir Michael Hill's house. And there we announced that we're...
The war.
You're on.
The war.
Okay, start this question over. I think we keep getting connection interruptions. We don't know why. We have super fast, steady Wi-Fi. I'm not sure what's going on, team. Okay, ask me the question.
Okay. If the
Wait, who's asking the question?
Gino.
Gino. Yes. Okay, keep going.
Okay. If the no wait, where was I? And the
No,
west.
if the
If the s- I don't know.
supers.
Spurs.
Spurs
Spurs.
meet the Warriors in the Western California finals, who will win?
Well, I think this is a question for you. Who do you think would win, the Spurs or the Warriors?
The Warriors,
Why?
because the Warriors are Warriors.
All right. That's a good point. That's right. You have unlocked one more piece of chocolate.
Yay!
All right. Awesome.
I
So,
want to say this one.
okay. So, for those of you, we released the episode an hour ago. Unfortunately, we unlocked... Watch out, you little steal. I'm going to put these over here. Okay? So we're actually going to change the release time because we just realized we're releasing these episodes at the exact same time as Game of Thrones, which is ridiculous, a bad idea. So we're going to move up this show every week an hour and the release of the episode an hour, okay? Anyway, so I know some of you guys haven't seen this yet because we just released it. By the way, if you haven't figured out this pattern yet, what we do is we release it for free for a week on YouTube, and then we take it down at the end of the week and put up the next one. But you can always go get all 15 episodes. You can buy all 15 of them right now. You don't have to wait 3 months. And you get all my raw files, and you get a bonus episode and all kinds of bonus tutorials and stuff. So that's the reason we do that. So it'll always be free for a week. Yes?
So Thomas, I'm skipping the middleman here.
Okay.
Thomas wants to know what it was like to do the workshop with Photo Surge.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, Thomas.
Or maybe I'm Insider Baseball. We had a workshop last week. Yeah.
Right. Here's some chocolate for you, Curtis.
Yes.
Good job.
Oh.
You tried to catch
I
it.
can eat it. I can
No.
eat it.
Chocolate down.
You tried to catch it like a orca catches a marlin. Okay.
I like.
Yeah, it missed. Didn't work out, did it?
No.
Yes.
I
So.
like his lip.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Okay, so we did a workshop here in New Zealand last week. It was really fun. We always have about 20 people fly in from around the world and spend a week on a little photo adventure. And my friend, Photo Serge, Serge Ramelli, he's so funny when he begins his YouTube videos. He goes, "Bonjour, Madame et Messieurs. I am Serge Ramelli, Photo Serge." Okay, calm down. Anyway, it was really fun. It was his first time in New Zealand. He was here with his wife and his son and his son's girlfriend. And actually, he came over yesterday. We spent some time together, some quality off time, and it was super duper fun. Scarlett. Yeah, I like that guy a lot. Okay, where's my phone? You were hard to sit beside. My goodness. Just relax. Don't you know how zen your dad is? How he's so calm? You don't seem to have these qualities. Okay, we have a new question coming in. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. That one that says Lisa. Yes.
What are your
Scraff?
Scraff things you wear in his boat over.
Go.
Okay, we're back. What is that scarf thing you wear in the boat over your ears and mouth? So if you guys watch this episode, you see
Action.
Oh, action, we're back. Okay, so the question was about what scarf am I wearing around my nose and mouth. If you watch this last episode, Scarlett, here's a piece of... I forgot to give it to you, okay? Calm yourself. Are you going to eat that now or store it?
No, I'm not going to eat it.
Anyway, the scarf is called... what is that thing called, Curtis? Our good friend Bradley Smith brought them to us. And it wraps around you. You can wear it like a hat.
Like a buff.
It's a buff.
Yeah.
Or a boof. Yeah, it's called a buff. So you can just
boof.
look that up on Amazon. They're quite handy because they're nice and tight. They keep you from breathing in a bunch of bugs or other bad things. And you can also wear it as a hat. You can wear it as a collar to keep your neck warm. It's really handy. It was one of my most handy things. And he brought it by surprise, and I ended up using it the entire time. So yeah, definitely check out one of those buffs. So one of my favorite things about this episode, like I was saying, you may not have had a chance to watch it because of Game of Thrones. I get it. But at the end, I edit a star video, right? And I don't think I've even ever really released a tutorial where I show how I do night photography. Although this particular sequence was quite special because my friend, my BFF, Renee Smith, he and I were sharing a place. It was this place in Namibia on the edge of this canyon, and we were on unit number 7. And if you want to, you can actually sleep on top of the roof, okay? They come to you at dinner, and you request to sleep on the roof, and they take up mattresses so you can sleep under the stars in Africa all night long. Well, we also decided to open up a bar up there, which we called Bar 7, where we had a massive amount of wine and stuff. And everyone from the event that we were there with, they would come upstairs, and we had this huge party on top of the roof, and it was so loud that we were disturbing the other guests. So we decided to have a silent party, and it was just ridiculous. Facebook.
It's got to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be there.
Action.
Okay, we're back. We're trying to figure out why this is cutting out so much. It does happen to us all the time on Wi-Fi. We did try a few shows where we just used cell phone service, mobile phone service. Those were pretty good, so we may experiment back over there because that could be very, very fast. Anyway, we partied hard, and right before we went to bed, I barely had the wherewithal to set up my camera and aim it south towards the South Pole because that's south of the equator. And so I woke up the next day. I let it go on a super long exposure. I woke up the next day and had this beautiful spiral around the South Pole. It wasn't quite perfect, so I had to do quite a bit of manipulation to make it look even more perfect. So in the second half of these videos, you'll see me process all this stuff and kind of see some of my tricks. I will say that normally I don't do that much Photoshop in my photos. Normally they come out, you know, a little bit more full on and look pretty good already. So that has quite a bit of manipulation. Just setting a caveat there for you. All right, how's everything looking, Curtis?
Good. The next one's
Good
more of a
Mickey
comment
ear.
than a
More of a
question.
comment.
But
Look how good my Mickey ear is.
That's very nice. Okay, next question. Ready?
you might want to help her shorten it.
Mark?
Mark, weird thing, listening.
Action.
Okay, weird.
Weird and very cool watching, listening to you guys on FB right now. Enjoyable without the
Hangover. That's what that word is.
hangover too.
Oh, good. Well, thank you, Mark. This is really fun for us to do these things. We have a lot of fun. We're going to try to do 3 of these episodes a week, each one at a different spot. Oh, right. I forgot. How dare I?
I took it.
How dare I forget?
I took it.
So we've got some cool stuff lined up here in New Zealand over the next 4 or 5 weeks. And then we plan on going to 6 different continents over the 6 months and go to amazing places. We're already kind of traveling.
Action.
Oh, we're back on action. Okay, here we go. Whoops. Oh, sorry, that was something else. Sorry, it keeps cutting in and out. We don't know why. Guy Kawasaki, my good friend, if you're watching this, I'm going to send you a note and find out if you have any tips on why it keeps cutting out. It's very confusing to us.
Edward has a question there.
What we do while waiting for Facebook to reconnect. Oh, sorry. That was Robot Trey. Listen, so I'm going to bring the show to a close now because we're having such connection problems. I don't know why. Like I said, Guy Kawasaki, I'm going to contact you and see if you have any hot tips. So something we do at the end of every show is we go into the community. We have this group called Trey's Funky Lounge. And everyone is in there sharing photos and ideas and thoughts. And we're all kind of struggling with different things in this pursuit of becoming an artist. And people are posting amazing photos. They're very engaged. So I'd like to go show some of my favorite photos. Here, will you bring that to me, please? That photo thing. You can leave it on there, I think. Right? Can I take it off?
Take it off.
Take it off. Leave that chocolate alone, woman. Leave it alone.
No, I will never.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So here is the lounge. I almost fell over on some leaves. Okay, Scarlett, be quiet for a second. There's beautiful photos here. Look at this one. Wow, crazy. I'm really enjoying looking through all these photos and seeing everyone's work. And there's a lot of conversations going on, which I love, all the conversations. And people are making new friends and all that good stuff. Let's zoom into this.
Oh, we're on.
We're on. Okay. Whoa, okay. So I was just showing this photo. I want to critique this photo. I'll just talk about how much I like it first. Here's a beautiful one. It's by Ron Clark. This is from New Mexico. And I think the colors are great. I think everything's about is great. So great shot there, Ron. Like, these are little critiquey things, I would say, but maybe get rid of the power lines, so I can see those over there on the left side. Maybe a little too much ground, right? The ground is all just sort of dirt and not that beautiful, so you could probably get rid of about, 50% of that ground and still have it be very nice. All right. Again, sorry for all the connection problems. We'll see if we can figure that out, see what's going on.